Hi everyone, good to see you again. Thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and then you can share with others as well if you think our videos that being shared in this channel are useful for you and others as well. Okay, now I would like to continue with the second part of the energy planning in the energy management system development and also implementation. Okay, I have covered about the conducting the energy review and then also establishing the importance of establishing the proper energy performance indicator and also energy baseline. So what next? Once you have established the right indicator, and then after you have confirmed the value of your baseline as a reference to compare performance data after you implemented the system, you need to find the way how you can improve your energy performance. This part basically is technical, very technical exercise. This is where technical expertise, inputs, even technical personnel are required to be involved because no one else can do this job. This is when you need the expert to help you on how to find ways, measures, or means on how you can improve energy performance. Okay, for example, but bear in mind, it's highly recommended for you to find the performance improvement. Always focus on the based on the significant energy users that you have established. Focus on the area where energy is being used the most. For example, if you're building facilities, almost 70% of your energy goes to air conditioning system for comfort. So focus on that. Look at your the equipment, the major energy using equipment in the system, one by one. For example, your chiller, your HU, your pumps, your cooling tower and all that. That should be the focus. Actually, if anything that involve capex. But to do that, you must come with some kind of solid technical study or recommendation, right? This is where you can do it normally in three ways. Okay, you have to conduct some kind of technical evaluation or technical assessment to confirm the opportunity. Okay, this is where either the first option, what you can do the you start to measure performance of your system or equipment. In fact, go straight away to the system or equipment that use energy the most. Okay, from there you know where what's the current performance, and then find way how to improve. For example, if you found that you narrow down to your chiller, you monitor you do measurement, and then you find what's the kilowatt per ton of the chiller currently, and then if the value is not efficient, so you have to find way how to improve it, either from total replacement or from optimization. Okay, for example, if you are old, the chiller is old, okay, over 20 years old, it may due for replacement. But if still new, but still not efficient, they may need some kind of optimization. You must come with all that kind of so-called solution. Okay, how to improve the performance of that particular system or equipment. Secondly, you can do some kind of walkthrough audit or walkthrough assessment. Okay, the first one, normally, if you have the capacity, you have the equipment, you can do it yourself. Or you can engage specialists or third party to do the evaluation of the special for the equipment or system. The second part, you can do your walkthrough assessment. This one normally done by the internal person who are qualified, who has experience, okay, who have some kind of knowledge, because they know the operation of the facility very well. They can just look around, start to jot down all the potential. For example, what you can do to the lighting, what you can do improve the compressor system from the leakage fixing all that. This kind of walkthrough assessment, normally they can always go up to the no and low cost measure with some kind of rule of thumb kind of estimation of saving. It doesn't require that much measurement or sometimes not even measurement at all. Okay. The third one, what you can do on how you can identify your performance improvement of your facility, especially for your SU, is by conducting energy audit. Okay, what is energy audit? Okay, basically it's a very technical exercise where a lot of measurement will be involved, where they will identify your current energy performance, through measurement, and then they will recommend to you, the report will tell you where you can improve exactly. Not only that, they will also quantify how much in terms of improvement you can do in terms of energy unit savings, and also together with the financial assessment as well. That energy audit normally being done by the specialist, normally by third party, but this incurred costs. Okay, for me, if you have a very serious intention to improve, and you know that by conducting energy audit, you have the solution and you want to implement the solution, please conduct energy audit. If you are not unsure, I think I would suggest you focus to the first and second option just now. Okay, that's how. Because once you have confirmed your potential on how you can improve your performance, not only that, you have to quantify how much you can improve. You must come with a number. For example, how much you can improve in terms of how much energy you expect to reduce in terms of consumption from that recommended measure from your evaluation, technical assessment. Okay, you must quantify that. Okay, this value of that potentials, you must classify according to long-term, short-term, short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Okay, and then from this, you can set the target, the value from that potential improvement that you have identified and quantified. This value, for example, certain kilowatt hour, okay, will be your target value. So that will become a target values. And then you can decide, how long will be the targeted period to achieve that value. Short term, medium term, and long term. Maybe 1 year, maybe 2, maybe 3 years. Okay, that will become your energy management system targets value. Okay, from there, okay, once you have confirmed target value, you have the next part. Basically, you can do some kind of estimation of how much you expect your energy will be used in the upcoming period, based on your targeted period to achieve the target values, okay? Energy management target values. Okay, that's the next part of energy planning. You must find a way how to improve energy performance, and then that improvement in terms of number or that has been quantified and identified, okay, become your target value based on your targeted period, either short term, medium term, or long term. Okay, that's a part of energy planning. The next one, okay, once you have confirmed your indicator, your baseline, okay, you have confirmed your variable, and then you have confirmed your target value, and then you have managed to some kind of quantify, do some kind of projection of your estimate your upcoming energy consumption or future energy consumption. Okay, the next part, basically you must do a proper data collection plan. How you want to make sure all data related to the indicator baseline, okay, and then targets and all that can be collected as you move on. Because subsequently, this data will be used, when you want to perform the later performance evaluation of your system after you have implemented all the initiative that you have proposed in the action plan. Okay, all this target value come from all the identified potential that you have confirmed from the technical assessment. And these all the activity. For example, you want to change chiller, you want to do awareness, all right? You want to do the so-called, replace your lighting system, all that, to achieve the targets. Okay, that all the activities should be put into your action plan. Okay, in your planning. I think that action plan is the last part of your energy planning. Okay, so in conclusion, if you have a complete planning, if your planning is already robust or comprehensive enough, okay, it means that you must have some idea or understand your past and present energy consumption trend. Okay, secondly, you must have established the right energy performance indicator. Okay, before that you must confirm your energy variable first, right? Once you have confirmed your energy performance indicator, from the planning, you must be able to set your energy baseline value based on the energy performance indicator. Okay, after that, you must have idea, even detailed, a clear idea on how you can improve your energy performance through various measures that you have identified from the technical assessment, all that. Okay, so the quantity or the quantified value from your energy performance improvement measures, you should have your own energy management targets value within short, medium, or long term. Okay, according to your definition of short, medium, and long term. Okay, and finally, next one, and if all that, all the activities to achieve all the target value should be in your action plan. Means that in your planning, at the end, you must have the action plan as well on how you can achieve the target within the stipulated period. And finally, you must have the proper data collection plan and all about your baseline indicator, and all the targets, because you want to collect you want to use the data later after you implemented the system, when you want to conduct the performance evaluation of your energy management system, especially if you want to conduct your performance evaluation for your energy performance. Okay, I think that's it about energy planning. Okay, I have covered, okay, basically in two videos, the first one and this video, about what actually energy planning, because why it is very important, because if your planning is complete, is comprehensive, is very well defined with all the elements I mentioned just now, means that you will be able to implement a system is much more, and it won't be easy but smooth, because you got a very good plan in place. Okay, accordingly, you have to okay, you have to when you implement, you just based on your plan, based on the action plan, one by one. Okay, so a comprehensive planning, okay, and with the targets, okay, you should have the technical measures on how you can improve your performance, and also the non-technical measures. For example, the targets for your trainings, awareness programs, okay, and awareness communication program and all that. So the technical measures, and also the non-technical measures that will support to achieve the technical measures, even can help you to achieve more than what you are planning from your performance improvement measure that you have identified. Okay, so I hope this video has enlightened you further, okay, about the planning itself, okay, the energy management system development, and also about the importance of the energy planning in developing your energy management system for your organization. Okay, for more details, okay, I think for of course, along the way I just give you the brief. Okay, so you must find all the knowledge, how the technique on how to confirm the variable, all right, how to confirm your how method, really, how to really establish your indicator. That one have to find the knowledge on that, but you must have that in your system. Okay, with that, okay, thank you very much for watching. So I hope I can see you again next video. I think the next video I will share the next part of the immune system. Basically, it's about the how you should implement your energy management system, is that the system operations. Okay, based on the action plan you have developed from the energy planning part. Okay, subsequently after the implementation operation, I go to the how you should perform your performance evaluation of your system. Okay, I hope in the coming video I'll share more. With that, thank you very much for watching. And you have any query, feel free to send me an email at the bottom of this screen. And then please, okay, if you feel this video useful for you, you can subscribe and also share with others to share the benefits. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy, and stay energy efficient.